never really was wired to like, ooh, I want what they got, why I don't got it. But sometimes it does go into that comparison of like, dang, how did they get so successful? Where's mine at? I need to hurry up and go. But like, it's okay to look at other people and get inspired, but you start letting that inspiration or motivation turn into you doubting your capabilities or doubting what God has for you, you are in like a red zone. So understanding that there's a big difference and know your limits. Like, please know your limits. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Right Number podcast, where we talk about everything self-analyzing, reflecting, and correcting so we can show up as our most authentic self on purpose, y'all. I'm the host, Armani LaDale. I am a 22-year-old clinical mental health grad student. Sorry, that's new for me. I'm also an academic advisor at my alma mater. And I'm just young and professional and trying to get through life. Somebody who came from, the hood, who house hopped, single parent household. Like, I'm just a regular girl, just trying to show everybody how I became who I am and who I will be. So as y'all see, we have like a different setup. Well, not really different setup, but like a different angle in a sense. I'm trying to work with like just figuring out how I want the podcast to look. So do I want the full body look? Do I want just the one-on-one, since it is just a solo episode? It is just a little more intimate. So I'm thinking I'm liking how this setup is for now. As I decorate more, I'll probably move the angles a few times. But for now, I think I'm really digging this little area. But so we're going to go ahead and start with our prayer, and then we'll get into our mental health check. So, dear Lord, thank you for another day. Thank you for a clear mind, and thank you for just your love and grace that you grant us every single day. Please allow me to get the message across that I feel you put on my heart to give. Please allow the listeners to be able to receive and understand everything that is going to be said today. And I hope that this touches somebody and whoever it needs to, whether it's one person or 1 million people. Lord, this is your will, and let it be done today. Amen. All right. So, a mental health check. I'm feeling good. I really don't like have anything really exciting. Well, Valentine's Day is coming up. This is gonna be dropped the day before Valentine's Day, actually. So, my boyfriend is coming down here, and we're gonna do a little cute, little indoor thing, like an indoor picnic. I'm gonna have the living room set up real cute. I got him some stuff, and he's supposed to be cooking for me, y'all. So I'm probably gonna drop a vlog or something too, and y'all gonna see if he cooked for me or not, cause he's supposed to be cooking for me. But yeah, so this past weekend I did a photo shoot with my boyfriend. Actually, he took me some pictures, and I'm waiting for those still. But hopefully he get those to me soon. That was exciting. And he met my dad. And honestly, that went really good. Now, we haven't had like the best week last week, and that's just me being completely transparent. Now, it wasn't like anything. I'm not going to get deep into it, but just the fact that we didn't have the best week last week, and he still was showed up to meet my dad. You feel me? Like, he ain't stand us up. It was a good time, and I'll be back on good terms. So I'm really excited to see how this relationship continues to flourish. But mental health check, I'm at like a good 9. Yeah, I'm at like a good 9. I had lunch today. I ate breakfast and lunch. I'm happy because y'all know, if you know, it be a struggle sometimes. Like, I don't always eat breakfast and lunch. So today was one of those days I got to eat breakfast and lunch. And I'm planning this trip to New Orleans. This is actually my second time in New Orleans within 2 months. And it's so funny because my boyfriend be like, you got a secret dude in New Orleans or something? You need to tell me. I'm like, no, bro, I don't have nobody. It's just work conference after work conference. So I have another work conference in New Orleans the end of the month. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm on this budget, so I'm trying not to buy nothing new besides get my hair done. But as far as outfit wise, I'm straight on the outfits. I have enough clothes. Y'all keep telling me that in the comments. Just tell me, girl, you got enough clothes. You got the clothes. Thank you. But yeah, so that kind of goes into our recent reflections, because I told y'all last week that I am doing the 12-week year challenge. So one of my goals was to just grow my social media presence, I don't think I want to tell y'all the goal. I can tell y'all the goal. Why would I not tell y'all the goal? So my goal is to get 500 followers on the TRN page, and then I want to get 1K subscribers on YouTube by the end of my year. So with that being said, I've been doing some research, and I know, like, you know, studying my analytics is very important, and kind of understanding what you guys like to see and stuff like that. So I've been working on that, and I'm also, which is also why I'm doing the vlogs too, so you guys can have some more content to look at and get in like a new personal feel, connect with me on a different level outside of just the podcast. Because on here, we just be talking and preaching, and I really want y'all to get to know me for me. So that's the purpose of the vlog, just for you guys to kind of connect with me and build a community and kind of, you know, get familiar so we can actually feel like besties. Like, this is supposed to be a FaceTime call with your bestie, but it, you know, it don't give it if we not connecting for real, for real. So that's what the vlogs are for. And then getting on a posting schedule. So what I've been doing is I'm posting 3 times out the week, and then brain fart, y'all. 3 times out the week, and I know I respond to everything on Thursday. So if you comment or anything on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or anything, I do all of those responses on Thursdays. And then, like, I edit the pod and everything on Saturdays, upload on Tuesdays, and I also record on Tuesdays. So, like, I'm just getting used to a schedule as far as my content. It helped me stay consistent for sure. But if I stay consistent, I feel like you guys will be more willing to talk to your girl and engage. So that is the plan for that. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is something like what I was talking about last week, as far as like the are you ready to get ready type of thing, because like I want to do the podcast. I wanted the podcast, but this may sound like a little crazy, but like I didn't realize how much of a social media person I would have to be successful, because I'm not a big social media person, just for, you know, a multitude of reasons. Of course, like the negativity, I feel like social media is just like a big facade. A lot of people use it as a crutch to be somebody that they're not. It gives people kind of like an avatar mindset. And this is real life type thing. So like all the negativity, it really, really, really irritates me. I'm not gonna lie. Like certain pages I don't follow no more. But we'll get to that. Like negativity, it just really, really irritates me, because it's just like, why be negative when you could be positive? What's that? No, I'm not even gonna say it. But why be negative when you could be positive? Like why talk down? Like why make something more than what it got to be? Like I remember it was this post on like the Shade Room had post, and it was just like they were saying, if you had all the money in the world, like if you had $1 million, what would you buy first? Somebody said like I'll go to Amazon, do this, whatever. Somebody in the comments like, y'all doing all of this, I would go to Amazon, you need to take care of your kids first. Like it is a hypothetical question. If somebody want to go to Amazon, they can go on Amazon and get what they want. Like why are you, like I just feel like there's so much judgment on the internet for no reason. Like it don't be no reason. Like it's just weird. I'm not gonna cap. It's just weird. But I have to overcome like the irritation. I have to overcome the judgment that I have on my point, because I'm judging in the sense of saying that all social media is negative. Like I have to overcome these things. I feel like I've been doing this as the years progress. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like completely changed the algorithm of my Instagram. I'm not gonna lie, since undergrad, like since my sophomore year in college, I completely changed the algorithm. Now, some stuff I still did follow. Like I may have still followed the Shade Room. I still follow them, but like I'm more mentally trained to not let that get to me. And we'll get into that a little later too. But like I said, I completely changed how my Instagram looked. I unfollowed people. I followed the right people I wanted to see. I started liking things that I wanted to see more of. And the more you like stuff that is really stuff that you enjoy seeing, you'll see more of it. The more you repost, the more you comment, the more you engage. Like just controlling what you engage with, that controls what comes on your timeline. So I see a lot of positivity. I see a lot of sermons. I see a lot of podcast clips. I see a lot of just motivational things. I see a lot of quotes. I see a lot of self-love and how to love other people. I see a lot of mental health things on my timeline. I see a lot of men mental health, men, how to love men. Like I have a really deep passion for men, like just understanding men. I don't know. It's like I have really, maybe because I was raised by my dad, but like I really have a love for just men because they're different than us women, and it's like they need different type of catering too. So I have a lot of that on my page too. One thing I also do is I favorite accounts. So on Instagram, I know you can. I'm not sure about like TikTok or anything like that, but I really don't get on Twitter because it's hard to change my algorithm on Twitter. So I don't really get on Twitter like that. But Instagram, I can favorite accounts. So I favorite like some of my favorite podcast hosts. I favorite shopping apps because I be shopping. I favorite shopping accounts. I favorite like graphic design stuff. I'm a creative, so I want to see people create. I favorite just different creatives. Whether you making handmade crafts, whether it's paintings, whether it's something like just nature. Like I favorite stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I do because that's the stuff I like to see. And if I'm gonna be staring at my phone, I need to see some positivity. The last thing is what I post. Now, a lot of people tell me that they go to my page sometime for motivation, and that's something that I truly love. And if you don't already, please follow me on Instagram. Of course, follow the podcast, TRNpod. That's number one. If you're not following TRNpod, I don't know what we doing. But no, follow my personal page, Armani LaDale, and in my highlights, I have a bunch of different motivational posts. I like to post a lot of motivation. I've been like slipping a little bit lately just because I've been falling off of just social media as a whole. But I have like 2 or 3 highlights. One of just like God fearing things, quotes, videos, just talks. And I have another one with just random quotes, and I have some with videos, just motivational. Whether it's needing motivation about a job, whether you need motivation to love yourself harder, whether you need motivation to get out the bed. So it's a lot of different things I like to post on my page, and I like to keep it aesthetically pleasing in a sense, but not necessarily just positive. Like I like to make sure it's a reason that I post. I don't like it to just be, oh yeah, she posts something else again, or she talking mess again, or she doing this again. Like, no, I want you to actually look at what I post. I want it to be something that you can engage with. I don't want it to just be something you scroll down and to just like, just something that passes through your brain. Like, no, we see all this stuff all day, all this negativity all day. Let's take a minute and thank God. Let's take a minute and be grateful that we woke up today. Let's take a minute and self-reflect and be like, dang. Like, if you follow me and you really actively watch my stuff, you're going to self-reflect. Unless you're just oblivious and you a narcissist or you don't think nothing applies to you, if you follow me and you watch my stuff, you're going to self-reflect in some way, shape, or form. But honestly, even if you do all of these things, it's still a switch that has to be made in your mental. And it's going to be kind of hard. I'm still struggling with it sometimes, not as much as before, but it's still some things that I do let get to me or I do entertain for too long. It's up to us to choose how we see the media that we obtain. It's up to us to choose what we allow to influence us. It's up to us. It's ultimately up to us. How strong is your mental? And you have to be real with yourself. Is your mental strong enough? So before I go deeper into that, we're going to get into our next segment, which is a word from the bird. So today's word from the bird is another quote from the Sarah Jakes sermon that I watched a few weeks ago. Just because when I was writing the outline for this podcast, I was really like, wow, this taps in with what Sarah Jakes was saying again. But basically just saying, don't let too much consumption discourage you. So like I said, my page, I like to look at stuff that's motivating. I like to look at other people and get inspired. I'm more of an inspired person than an envious person. My mind never really was wired to like, ooh, I want what they got. Why I don't got it? But sometimes it does go into that comparison of why do they have. It may not be I want what they have, but it'll be like, dang, how did they get so successful? Where's mine at? I need to hurry up and go. But like, it's okay to look at other people and get inspired, but once you start letting that inspiration turn into envy, once you start letting that inspiration or motivation turn into you doubting your capabilities or doubting what God has for you, you are in like a red zone. So just understanding that there's a big difference in know your limits. Like, please, please, please know your limits. It is very much a mental thing. So a lot of the stuff, Y'all, before I even, y'all know I be jumping all around. But I heard this is Kendrick Lamar song. I'm big on Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick and Cole, them top two. And Wayne, top three, if y'all ain't know. But so Kendrick had a song and he was like, I know everything. And at the end of the song, he basically was like, once I realized I knew everything, I realized I knew nothing. But it probably don't go exactly like that. But one part he said, I realized that the earth works mentally. And I really, really, really agree with that. A lot of the stuff that happens with us is mental. Everything that happens from because of somebody. And if that somebody isn't in the right mental state because they're too emotional, or they're too upset, they're too whatever they have done is a product of that emotion. It's not a product of what's going on currently. People are always acting out of emotion. And if we don't get some more people ruling us and more people making things happen that are spirit led, we're gonna be in some danger. But anyways, I'll be all the way off topic. Another point that Sir Jax was focusing on was just pay attention to what we give our attention to. Because that is ultimately either the detriment or what pushes us up, right? So we need to actively and intentionally change our thoughts. It's something that you actively have to work. It's not something that's just gonna come. You have to force yourself. Like, you understanding that when you are thinking negative, it is something feeding you that negativity, right? So you have to combat it. And after looking further into like how our thoughts kind of send us on a spiral, once I did some more research, I've seen a lot of people talking about having like 5 positive things to say on standby, so that whenever you find yourself comparing, whenever you find yourself doubting yourself, doubting God, or just any negative thoughts, doubting your lover, doubting your friends, give yourself some positive affirmations to fight off the negative thoughts. The second thing that I found was to remind myself of God's truths. Not only reminding myself of something positive, like, yes, I am beautiful, I don't have to compare myself, or I will succeed in this area, I don't have to worry about anything else. Remind yourself of God's truths. And just so you guys can understand what some of God's truths are, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He will give you the desires of your heart as long as you are aligned with him. If you write anything plain, he will give it to you. He will make it yours. He will see it till the end. So reminding yourself of that anytime you feel like you are doubting yourself, doubting God's plan for you, doubting your purpose, or just confused about anything, remind yourself of that. And what I've also saw was that it was a 17-second rule. I can't remember what it's from and I'm so upset. I'll try to put it in the description, or I'll try to like put it on the screen or something, but I think it's like someone named Amanda. She's had a theory that said fight off any negative thoughts within 17 seconds. Typically what happens is we think one bad thought, then we think another one, then we think another one, then we think another one, and we could just send ourselves down this downward spiral. So for instance, for me, I had like an incident at work, right? And I was like, okay, I messed up here, or so-and-so said I messed up here, but I don't think I did, but I responded wrong. And because I responded wrong, I got angry, and I just was like, she shouldn't have talked to me like that, and then the student should have did that, and then now my supervisor's going to say this, and then I'm going to end up getting fired. Like, it just so much was like, I was just connecting so many imaginary dots, and then I just ultimately got to, oh, I'm going to get fired. And I was just spiraling. I'm like crying. I'm like, I better not get fired. I better not. And nobody said anything about getting fired. So I just sent myself into almost a panic attack almost. So just understanding that the more you feed those negative thoughts, the worse it'll be. If you are in a battle with some negative thoughts about your partner, oh, they made me feel this way, they must not love me anymore because this, and this, now they don't love me no more. Fight those negative thoughts. If you know your partner loves you, fight those negative thoughts with the truths that you've seen. No, my partner loves me. They do this. They did this for me. My partner loves me. They stand by this moral code. They have these standards. They do this. They've shown me this. And maybe think of it like that, and maybe kind of try to fight your way out of that negative just mindset, because that is ultimately the enemy. That is the devil trying to plague your mind, because that's where he can get you. He can get you from your mind and let you do the rest of the work, and you'll sabotage everything you touch. If he can get your mind, he has you. So you have to learn, like, okay, what can I tolerate and what can I tolerate? Because it's going to send me down this negative slope. And just to give you guys some biblical backup, and I'm going to make that a segment in itself, because I do want to make sure that you guys know that I'm not just talking just to be talking. I have some biblical backup because I found this in my research too. So 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. It says, casting down imaginations and any high things, exalting itself against any knowledge of Christ. So just casting down and fighting those off, fighting off those bad thoughts that goes against the word of God, goes against his truths. Because if he promised you something, he is not going to lie to you. God is not going to lie to you. God promised you to be successful in everything that your heart desire is coming to you. So why are you comparing yourself to somebody on Instagram wishing you would have been there? It's not for you yet. When it's your time, it's coming. God is always in the neighborhood. Why are you looking at somebody else's relationship? God told you what love is. So if you are in a situation that is not exuding love, that is not inducing a loving environment, that is not the fruits of the spirit, you don't need to be there anyway. So you're overthinking for no reason. You know you need to go. Or if you are in a situation that is love and it's a little difficult right now, why are you doubting? If God told you what love is and that's what you have, you're just in a rocky moment. Why are you doubting? You feel me? So just take that. Just take that. And sometimes we forget these promises because of the media. We let the media we consume too much of the media and we forget what God promised us. So do not let the media confuse you. Do not let the media blind you and make you ungrateful to what God has already done for you and what he's already promised you, because it's coming. It is coming. And this is something that I had to learn. I'm still learning to this day. We allow this to happen, when we allow our minds to completely just be refined, this builds our confidence, okay? And sometimes God is calling you to build your confidence in solitude. And before we get to that, I want to put an emphasis on solitude over isolation. A lot of times we kind of, I'm in my isolation season, I'm isolated. And when we are isolated, please look up the definitions. When you are isolated, you are away from everyone, everybody. You are by yourself alone. When you are in solitude, you are with yourself and you are with God. So understand the verbiage that you use is also very, very important. It's just something to me that I grew up on, just understand the words you're using. So when you are in solitude, when God is calling you to solitude, maybe it's time for a social media break, right? Maybe it's time for all of that to just take a break. I do social media breaks all the time. Find out who you are without the influence of others. Learn who you are without the influence of other people, without the influence or the feeling of wanting to put on a show, the feeling of needing to show something, the feeling of needing to prove yourself, because that's typically what Instagram is. TikTok is a little more free and a little more authentic, but Instagram is more so, if I'm posting, I'm showing off. If I'm posting, you gonna see me. That's more so the flex. Like Instagram is really the flex. TikTok is the authenticity. And then like Twitter is just the shit talking. But yeah, do that. And so that way you can actually learn to like yourself in all of your flaws. And this is something that I'm learning. So I'm not perfect. This is something that I'm currently going through, is just learning who I am and liking who I am. Really, like liking who I am without comparing myself to other people. Liking who I am without the influence of other people or scenarios or situations or environments that I'm in, so I can be the same person everywhere that I go, right? Because if I'm trying to, sometimes I'm dingy, I'm trying to hide that. I don't want everybody to see I'm dingy sometimes. I don't want, that is something that I should take pride in. Sometimes I stutter, sometimes I talk too fast, sometimes I'm a little overly aggressive. And that's stuff that I have to learn, that yes, it needs refining. Yes, I need to grow in it so that I can use it to how God sees me. I can grow to use it how God sees fit. But that doesn't mean I can't like myself, right? So just learning how to actually like yourself. I feel like a lot of people let social media turn them away from themselves and who they really are. So that's kind of what I want to bring back to social media. I want to bring back this authenticity. I think I'm saying that right. But yeah, I want to bring that back. Like, I really want, when you come to my page, I want you to see just who I am. And now, yeah, I'm still going to be posing. I'm still myself. I'm still, stunting on the ground because that's what I do. But that's part of my personality, okay? But I'm also goofy. I'm also dingy sometimes. I'm also aggressive at times. I am a leader as well, so that all those character traits kind of play into that as well. So however God sees that for me personally, I want him to be able to do that, and not me kind of looking at other people and seeing, okay, they're bossy a little bit like me, so I want to kind of go in their lane, or they from Detroit, they do this, I want to kind of go this way, or they are creative just like me, they got the podcast, I want to kind of go this way. No, let God build you for who you are without all the different influences. Now sometimes influences can be good, like I said, if it motivates you. But we're not mimicking. We're not doing that. And I feel like it's a lot of mimicking down to the face structure. But anyway, anyway, that is all for today. I hope you guys were able to take something and enjoy the conversation. If y'all see a few cuts and clips, y'all, my phone has been acting crazy, as I told y'all the last podcast. But I really do hope you guys were able to take something from today's episode. If you are new, please subscribe. Please subscribe and follow the podcast page. If you are not new, thank you for coming back. I really do appreciate you guys so much. I love you so much. And yeah, y'all have a great one. Bye.